Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today I want to plant up some sedum and some coreopsis. Now, what we have here in my wagon is I have 3 coreopsis plants, and these are the Coreopsis Zagreb, and these are a pink with white tip flower. And you can see that it's pretty much gone dormant right now. And then I have some sedum. So I'm going to put both of these in the garden. Now this is the yellow jade sedum. So it is different from the pink sedums in the fact that it's going to bloom yellow, which is really quite cool. It's a proven winner's plant. It's good. Both of these plants are good in zone 3 to 9, and they are gorgeous. They both like full sun. I am going to put these ones over here. Now I've had the stumps grinded that were in the back, and I'm saving that area for my tree lilies. I'm going to add more in here and some vines as well. So I'm not going to put them there, but I'm going to run the coreopsis right in here in the front to give some color, and the pinks should offset the phlox that are here that I moved for the grinder to get in. And then I'm going to put the jade right behind the coreopsis there. And I have 3 of each of these plants. And the jade is called Lemon Jade Rock and Grow. And here's a picture of it. And you can see it's going to go, well, they could say a yellow, but I would say it's even more of a chartreuse looking color. And just looking at the buds on it right now, to me it's quite green, but I think it'll yellow up a bit once it gets in the ground. So I picked up these plants at Home Depot on sale. Actually, I picked up the jade today, and I picked up the coreopsis the other day because I was looking for some variety in my garden, and these do the trick. The jade, the lemon jade, will encourage the pollinators, and the coreopsis will do the same and will flower most of the summer and give me some color. Both are hardy to -40 in the area, and you can see the heights that we're expecting to get with these. They're already at their peak heights in these beds. So I'm going to go and place them so you can see how they're going to look in this bed, and they should provide the color impact that I need in here. And then combining it with the phlox, the lilies, and the potentillas, and some hydrangeas, it should perk up this corner. And I've been waiting to do this corner for a really long time because I had a bunch of stumps in there. I had a Saskatoon bush in there that wasn't doing anything anymore over here, and I had some other shrubs in here that weren't doing anything, and they were stumps, and they're really dangerous. They were sticking up all over the place, and I wasn't able to dig them out myself, so I had them grinded to take care of them. And so extremely happy. They did a great job, and I've had other stumps in the yard grinded as well. So this really helps move my flower beds forward and allow me to fill them. So I'm going to go ahead and place them now so you can see where I'm putting them. So here's the coreopsis, and I'm putting them like 2 forward, 1 back, and then I'm putting the lemon jade 1 forward in the center and 2 back. And you can see now just with the placement of how it feels in this bed. And this is really exciting because I think once you get the lilies and everything in there, and I get some more plants in there, that it's going to be stunning over here, you guys, especially now that Rob's put water in for me. So we're going to have the coreopsis, which is the pink with the tint of white, and then the lemon jade will give the yellow in here, and then we have shades of pinks and purples in the phlox, and the potentillas are sitting at a yellow. So that's a nice combination. And I'm going to add more dianthias here. And then I had to move my cat vents down here. You can see I had to move those, so they're not looking that great. And the 2 dianthias I moved. The one looks good, but the other one I'm going to have to prune back a bit. It didn't like the transplant at all. And I mean, I had to really rush to get them in because things were super busy, and I wanted to make sure we got this done this year. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in, and I'm going to show you what they look like. So I want to show you what kind of soil I'm working with now after he has grinded everything up. So I had a heavy layer of mulch in here because we took down that big poplar, and I kept all the mulch when they grinded the tree up. And when he did the grind here, he grinded all that up. So I actually have really nice soil here. And this soil has been terrible back here before I put that mulch down. It is gumbo what we call gumbo on the prairies, or like heavy clay, and we have a lot of it here. And in some of the cities and that, they do have trouble with basements and stuff because of the clay. The clay will actually, when it dries out, of course, it'll crack. We also have trouble sometimes with gas lines. Not so much out here because we have abundance of water because we have wells in my area. We still have our wells to water the yard. But in some areas in the cities and that, they have trouble with the gas lines rupturing because the ground, when we don't get enough moisture in the air, the ground will actually get so hard and rock, it'll crack everything with it. So I'm really happy with the grinding and that it turned this into some really nice soil. It mixed it in really good for me. Really impressed. I need to buy a grinder, you guys. Man, that would be handy when you have bad soil and you put down a heavy tree mulch and you could mix it in and grind it in good. But yeah, that's not my skill set, let's put it that way. Anyhow, I'm really happy with this, and you can see the quality that I'm working with for the soil. So these lemon jade plants should be very happy here. So let's get this third one in. All right, so all the plants are in. I also put the landscape blocks back. I'm gonna have to adjust them a bit. They're gapping, and they probably should have some sealant put down underneath to hold them in place. But I'll get to that later. But anyhow, doesn't that clean it up and look much better? An area that you could hardly see any plants in it now is quite robust with the plants in it, and it looks more finished and cared for. So I think this is going to be a great area and abundance of color, which is what I've been missing over here for quite a while. So the Coreopsis, I have bunched it together, and I mean, it's not perfect. My measurements are not perfect for how I put these in. I just put them in based on how they look, how they feel, and I know when they grow, they will clump together, and you won't even notice the difference, because look at the branches on the jade. Like, coming from a big box store, some of them branches are leaning this way and that way. They're leaning toward the sun. They were cropped up against other plants, and the Coreopsis fared better. They were, they hold their own structure because they're not as heavy and as tall. So they held up better in the big box store. But you can see how this is going to look. So hopefully this will yellow up the jade and the Coreopsis. I did not trim it back, you guys. I left it for the fall coloring, but I think it looks gorgeous here. And I think this will be a nice arrangement that I actually can add to. Now I want to show you guys some of the grinding I had done in the yard, and I'm going to take you over there and show you that, just so you can see the mulch that I have to work with. And I'll probably come back and put some of it like in this area here. I'll put some of the mulch to protect these plants for winter, and I'm also going to save some for the miniature roses. So it was very timely getting the grinding done, because now I don't have to go buy mulch for the roses. Woohoo! Okay, so this is where the poplar stump was, and you can see it's all cleaned out nice, and we got great looking mulch. And here is the pile of mulch that I have to use in the yard, and you can see how nice that is. So that's all natural. There's no dyes or anything in it, so the plants should love it. And that is going to go on top of the roses, miniature roses to protect them, and it's just going to go around the perennials and stuff to improve the soil, is what I'm going to use it for. But you can see the stump is no more. So what I need to do is I need to come in here, rake this up really good, and then come through and backfill with soil. I need to see how deep this is underneath this mulch, and then come through and backfill. So now I've got extra room in this bed, and Rob is working on taking the fence out. So this will be an area that's going to get a total cleanup, and then I can make it beautiful. So that is the goal. And you can see that I have Veronica here, and there is the sedum in the pink traditional colors. I've had this forever, probably should be divided. We have our lilies in the background and hostas and some more shoots to get out of the lawn. But things are looking really good here, and that cleaned it up. Now my cedars here, arborvitaes is what you guys call them in the States, they are showing some stress. And they showed some stress last year, they kind of recovered, and now they're showing some stress again. Now I believe that stress here is from the poplar tree that was here, and I believe there's a big root in there that's going through the two of them. That's massive. So these are going to have to come down, but I don't think it's going to be next year. We're just not going to get to everything that we need to get to this year. So I'm going to have to put a list together of the projects that are going to have to be held over till next year. And then we'll take these down and go through there for those big roots that are in there and clean it all up. But for the most part, things are looking really good. And I'm happy. I feel like I've made really good progress this year in the garden. I think, you know, having a YouTube channel has really motivated me as well to do some extra planting and to beautify some stuff and be more creative. So I want to thank you guys for that. You inspire me to do better, and it really does help, and the garden does show that as well. So anyhow, that's it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and share. It's free. Send me a comment or two just to let me know you're out there, and how's your garden right now? What's happening in your zone? You know, are you still got annuals in place? Are you gearing up for fall plantings, fall arrangements? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Love to chat and get to know people. So take care. Bye.